Hi, I will be doing my video on the major components of a preschool classroom. In a preschool classroom, it's very important that children are learning through play. So one important component is the block center. In this center, children will not only be playing and engaging with their classmates, they will also be working on different fine motor skills to be able to grasp the blocks and be able to stack them on top of each other without them falling down. In addition, as the year goes on, you will be able to see how the children's structures will become more complex and detailed and will eventually begin to represent buildings. In addition to the block center, dramatic play is another important part of a preschool classroom. In this center, children are able to use their imaginations and what they see from around their own worlds and act it out while playing with their friends. I know in my preschool classroom, I am continually seeing children act out mommies, daddies, baby brothers, sisters, even their pets. This is a great way for them to learn about how each of the children interact at home, because they will each be bringing in a little bit of what they know. In addition, in dramatic play, they could be playing in kitchen, a bakery, a post office. You could update the dramatic play every month to go hand in hand in what the theme of your classroom is. Also, there is the art center. That's another major component of a preschool classroom. In the art center, paint, crayons, markers, an easel should all be readily available to the children. This is where children can express what they learned that day or what they're feeling or what interests them. Again, as the year progresses, you'll be able to see their pictures change from just circles and squiggles and lines to shapes that represent people, animals, and different objects. One center that goes hand in hand with the art center is the sensory station. At this station, children are able to use their hands to feel and explore different materials such as sand, Play-Doh, clay, water, pellets, different sensory items that they will be able to use their hands to get to know the feeling and learn through that table that they're interacting with their friends with at that time. In addition to these centers where they're with their friends and they're interacting, there should also be a quiet center. At this center, there should be pillows or little stuffed animals for the children to sit with, to cuddle with, and to relax. This should be where they could have books, and they should be encouraged to look at the pictures, to pretend to read to their classmates. A lot of times children in the quiet center like to pretend that they're the teacher and reading to their friends. This is where children are able to get away from all the loud noise of the classroom and take a second for themselves and really just use their thinking and their imagination while reading different books and having a moment of peace and quiet to escape from the loud noise of a preschool classroom. Also, there should be a music and movement center. This is very different from the quiet center. This should be where children are able to listen to music, to dance, to work on their gross motor skills by exercising, stretching, and just listening to music and having a fun time. This could also be with a whole group during circle time. Many teachers like to include music or dance. And lastly, there is the Science Center. This is always an exciting center for the preschool classroom. This is where many times teachers will incorporate different live animals. They'll have a class pet, an ant farm. I know in my classroom in the Science Center we had caterpillars and we watched them turn into butterflies. This is a great center for children to really learn and see with their own eyes what happens in nature. These are the components of what makes up a great preschool classroom, and it is very important that as a teacher that you try to include each and every one of these elements. If you do, you will have a great classroom and children will be continually learning and growing. Their cognitive skills will improve, their social skills, their gross and fine motor skills, And that's what's most important.